One of the encounters with a fellow singer that I'll never forget would be Gary Allan. Gary Allan was one of my biggest influences. He had that kind of dark, smoky sound that I was always drawn to. And when I first moved to town, my agent asked me who I wanted to tour with, and that was the top of my list. And a couple weeks later, I got put on tour with Gary Allan. And I didn't get to meet him the first show, and I kind of thought that was how it was going to be the whole time. But the second show, right as he was about to go on stage, I was like, hey man, I kind of was a fan, and I was like, hey man, I just wanted to let you know how big of an influence you are to me and how thankful I am to be here. And I kind of thought that was going to be the extent of it. And he was like, hang around till after the show and we'll hang on the bus. And so I watched his whole show side stage, and then afterwards his tour manager grabbed me when we went up on the bus, and we ended up playing guitar until about 2 o'clock in the morning, telling stories. And not a lot of people know this, but Gary Allan makes like incredible jewelry, silver with like gemstones in it, skulls, crosses, and everything. And he had a ring up there, and he was like, hey man, he was like, I want to give you this to remember being on the tour with me. And we ended up becoming good friends, and I still have that ring in my dresser today. So that was pretty cool, yeah. There's a lot to unpack there with TikTok. I think there's, there's positives and negatives. I think the cool thing is it removes the barrier of entry. Music's expensive. It's expensive to promote, it's expensive to make, the gear is expensive. And so that takes away a lot of people's opportunity that maybe have as much talent or more than anybody. And I think social media in general has been a really cool leveler of the playing field, where you don't need a record label and you don't need a big producer and you don't need all of these things that would previously keep what were otherwise talented people from getting to have the same exposure. And I think that's really special, to just let the cream rise to the top. As far as it being banned, obviously there's a lot that goes into it that I'm maybe not familiar with, and I obviously want what's best for America and make sure that we're not put in a tight position there. But I do think whether it's TikTok or Instagram or whatever the platform is, the fact that people can put out music and be raw and real and have a chance to go from zero to superstar just based on talent alone is pretty cool.